Yo, welcome back to the channel. Today I just want to go over quickly the information that we've got from the PAX West panel. So endgame information, and they posted on the Borderlands 2K website with just a lot of info regarding the endgame. So let's just jump right into it. Okay, so first off we have Ultimate Vault Hunter mode. It's in previous games, but this time it's a little bit different. It's kind of going to work a little bit like, OP levels in a way, but this time we're going to be leveling it up. We have 5 levels of Ultimate Vault Hunter mode, and there will be challenges surrounding them to get your level up to the next tier. So I think the way it's going to work is basically, once you finish the campaign on your first character, then you can go into Ultimate Vault Hunter mode, and the way you'll do that is you'll do like a curated mission, like replay mission. So you'll play through that, and then you'll gain your first Vault Hunter rank. I'll be reading off the website a bit here as well. So it says, playing in Ultimate Vault Hunter mode intensifies the risk and reward of Borderlands 4's looter-shooter firefights. You should expect more demanding, chaotic battles against enemies that globally scale to your level. You'll have to deal with increased damage scaling, while your opponents get intimidating modifiers like higher damage, bigger health pools, or resistance to certain elemental types. But should you triumph, you'll rake in the rewards, better loot that can supercharge your build, plus appropriately scale up XP and increased in-game currency in the form of cash and iridium. So I'm hoping, it's my only kind of like gripe with stuff like this, is that the loot that we get, and we don't have to refarm it, which is a really good thing that they've made a change on. They don't want people to go out there and have to refarm gear each level. So the gear you get at the first Ultimate Vault Hunter level is the gear you will take through to all the other levels regardless. My concern is, let's say it goes up in difficulty, is the drop chance going to go up? Because if the drop chance goes up, I'm going to be kind of disappointed. Because if they've built this whole like system around like rare loot drops, legendaries are going to matter again, and then what, you get to Ultimate like Vault Hunter 5 and now everyone's just dropping a legendary, it kind of just negates that. So I'm kind of hoping they go a different approach, and they go with, okay, your Vault Hunter rank 3, now this legendary can drop from this boss, whereas it can't drop below that level. That's kind of what I'm hoping for here, and we'll just have to see once we get into the game and once we get to endgame, but hopefully that's the approach they've gone with. The rest of it just says what I was just talking about anyways. It has 5 difficulty levels. They're unlocked by completing challenges spread across Kairos and put your skills and Vault Hunter's builds to the test. You'll face a climactic trial, a wildcard mission which tasks you with replaying a mission filled with buffed enemies who have a new set of lethal traits. So I think you'll do some challenges once you've completed enough of them. Then you'll get the climactic trial, which will then, once you finish it, will give you a level increase for your Ultimate Vault Hunter rank. The next thing touches on dedicated drops and other optimizations for loot farming. Obviously dedicated drops coming back, which means that every enemy, like boss enemy, is going to have a dedicated drop, maybe 1, maybe 2, that will specifically drop from them. If it doesn't, it will be classed as a world drop, and that shouldn't happen as often as you'd think like it does in Borderlands 3. They do say, in addition to their loot drops, hunting bosses across Kairos pays well thanks to contracts, with completion rewards that include a valuable in-game currency, which is iridium. You can also use iridium to respec your specialization tree, which I'll get into in just a moment, and to use on the Moxie's big on-call machine. Next up, we have something quite similar to how Destiny functions, and I actually think it's one of the kind of better things about Destiny to a certain degree. So we've got weekly missions and challenges. So every week we'll get a weekly big on-call boss, which everyone will have the same one, which will be a tougher variant with even more rewarding loot. You can face off the souped up boss using the big on-call machine. That's what they say in the thing. Then we'll also get the weekly wildcard mission, which will be marked on the map. Everyone gets the same one with the same additional enemy traits as well. Once completion of the wildcard mission, you will get a guaranteed legendary drop that you can repeat to get your ideal roll of the drop. This is the thing that reminds me of kind of doing nightfalls, as in back in Destiny 1 you'd go into a nightfall and farm the specific boss to get the drop you want, which would come from that, say, strike. So that's how I think it's going to kind of work, is in that it's like, oh, this is the one this week and it's going to have this weapon, for example. You're like, ooh, I'm looking for a good roll of that weapon, I'm just going to run this for the week. Then we also have Maurice returning with his black market. I never really used it in Borderlands 3. I didn't really see the need for it since everything just dropped on the floor. Maybe it'll have more of a use this time around, but it's going to be separate for each person. So for example, my friend could have a really good legendary in his and I could have a bad one in mine. And if I join his game though, I can take the legendary that he has in his. So it's quite nice if you want to just jump in with your friends. You all have different things, and then you can argue which one's got the better black market for the week. Next up, we've got firmware, and basically firmware is like a gear set or like a set bonus. And the way that it works is there are going to be 3 tiers. One piece is minor, and then you've got major, which is 2 pieces of the same set, and then full, which is 3 pieces. So they will all provide a bonus. So the minor and the major bonuses provided by firmware are typically flat increases to stat like ordnance damage or action skill cooldown rate, but full bonuses can provide unique effects like dropping down missile strikes or boosting your damage and lifesteal when your health gets low. I would like to note that firmware does only drop on your gear. It doesn't spawn on your 4 weapon slots, but it does spawn on all the 5 other slots. So you've got your rep kits, your ordnance, class mod, shields and enhancements. So it will spawn on those. So in total, if you were to make a build with these as well and add in your firmware, you can have a full set of 3 and a set of 2. I think that's the way it's going to work. So you can only ever have 1 full set at a time, but you can gain other bonuses from another 2-piece set. Personally, really like this system. I'm a big fan. I used to play a lot of ESO and they have set bonuses and stuff in that, and it was the best thing about it in my opinion. So yeah, it really fine-tunes a build, helps get it all ready for endgame. Right, so we've got 2 more things to just quickly go over. We've got specializations, which is basically a blend between badass ranks and guardian ranks from Borderlands 2 and Borderlands 3. This time around we're going to have a specialization tree, and we'll be able to level it up and just whilst we're playing once you finish the main story missions. From what we've seen, some of these bonuses are going to be like maximum health and shields or gun damage, but they're just the basic nodes, and then you can unlock specialization skills that slot into sockets. So there'll be like 4 sockets on the side of that screen in the specialization tree, and once you get one of the bigger nodes, for example, you can put that in there and that's socketed and it's part of your build now. And some of them can be quite game changing and, you know, build defining. So I'm liking this system a lot more. I didn't really care for badass ranks that much, and I really didn't like the guardian system either, because it just felt too gimmicky, and once you've done it, you've done it. There was never like a, ooh, let me go into something real specific here. But this time around, seems like we're getting something a little bit more unique and a little bit more catered towards an actual end game like progression system. So yeah, big win. And finally, we've got 2 more things that they have like promised or like guaranteed, is we have invincible bosses returning at the end, like Q4 of 2025. So I think we're getting our first invincible boss then, which is great, and they're going to have their own arenas. It's not going to be like a rehashed boss or anything like that. So get build ready, get yourself ready and raring, and then the first invincible will drop. I am kind of hoping there is one already in the game and they're just not mentioning it, but either way, they're making a return. And the best thing of all, out of every single bit of this, is pearlescents are making a return. Thank God for that. Pearlescents were just not present at all in Borderlands 3, and it kind of ruined the grind for me, to be honest. I feel like you need something to just go for that's super rare, super hard to get, and then when you finally get it, the excitement's just there, you know, you've got the adrenaline going, and it's fucking perfect. So I'm very glad they're making a return. They'll be coming back with Bounty Pack 2 in Q1 of 2026. Obviously there is some DLC stuff that I haven't really spoke about, but there is a roadmap up at the moment as well, so I'll put that on screen for you. But yeah, that should do it for me today. Thanks for watching, hope you have a good day. I might not be present next week until Borderlands drops, and then I'm just going to grind it out, and I should be streaming as well throughout the weekend once it releases. But yeah, have a good day.